This is the final and most important lesson in painting a still life in oils. The main still life is already formed. The colors are vibrant, the forms are alive, but for now, everything is slightly detached from the space to unify the composition and emphasize the light. We begin by creating the background, a deep, saturated, but not opaque black. We begin with the darkest areas, using a cool black-brown color to paint the falling shadows. For a dark background, don't use pure black pigment straight from the tube. Pure black is dead. It absorbs light, but doesn't reflect it. So we mix own living black, ultramarine, umber, and a touch of madder lake. Ultramarine adds depth and coolness. Umber adds earthiness. And madder lake adds a subtle, warm, inner glow. This mixture creates not just darkness, but a colorful shadow, one that lives and breathes. Next, we paint the surrounding background, making the plate more colorful, but not too bright, so as not to distract from the center of the composition. I decided to add a couple of leaves around it, but that's up to you. Perhaps just fruit on the plate will suffice for your drawing. Now we move on to applying small but crucial key details. It's important to do this last, after painting the general background, so you can see the entire composition from a distance and understand where maximum detail and contrast are needed and which objects are in the foreground or more illuminated. We start with the persimmon. Its surface is dense, varnished, with a soft orange golden glow. Apply thin lines of white and light yellow to the persimmon leaves. Use the smallest brushes you have, 00 or 000, or even number 1. The pomegranate needs a glaze to highlight the watery, transparent structure of the grains. Using a rich red madder lake with a generous amount of linseed oil, paint along the center of the pomegranate grains to bring out the pomegranate. Add more contrast. Today we'll complete our still life by painting the dark background, emphasizing the light, and adding the finishing touches. Tiny, but most expressive accents, glimmers of light on fruits. This stage is often crucial. It's here that the work acquires depth, air, and an inner radiance. Highlighting it with dark lines and adding light pink tones to the highlights. Now comes what's probably every artist's favorite part, applying the final highlights. Here, you can safely use titanium white. Add white highlights to each pomegranate grain on the illuminated side, in our case, on the right. The light you've inscribed on the canvas now has a life of its own. It no longer belongs to the brush. It has become part of the image. The fruit, surrounded by soft darkness, seems to float out of space. This simplicity embodies the power of observation, respect for light and material. We paint the pomegranate peel with a bright pink, almost crimson, and make the illuminated areas beige, like on a real fruit. On the dates, simply adding thin, wavy white lines isn't enough. It's important to blend them slightly with the main brown mass for greater realism. And enhance the contrast by adding very dark, almost black, thin lines across the date. Every stroke, every layer was a step toward this moment when everything suddenly came together. Color, air, mood. Also, at the end, I recommend adding gray-violet tones to enhance the warmth and distinctive smoky texture of the fruit. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a like. It helps the channel grow. Share your impressions in the comments. Tell me how you paint dark backgrounds and what techniques you prefer. Ask questions. I read all your comments and try to answer everyone. Your words are the best support and inspiration for new videos. Now comes the moment to stop. Pause, breathe, and look at the painting. Thank you for painting with me.